Hi everybody, I'm going to finish up part 3 and 4 switching with this engine. It's a MP15DC Atlas. It's actually Norfolk Southern was what it came painted, but the Cincinnati Eastern Terminal up in Cincinnati had one of these, next Norfolk Southern, and they painted it out the black. And, I was going to try to model it a little bit, so I painted the roof white. I put the air conditioner on the roof, and may make some decals for it sometime. But anyhow, thought I'd show you. Runs real well. It only stalled one time, and that was on this piece of track right here where it crosses the road. But probably was a little bit dirty. It's hard to clean that track. Like I said, the SW7, I'm sending it, boxing it up, sending it to my friend Benjamin, have him look at it. I think the wheel wear is what's really causing it. It's just the trucks aren't sitting flat for some reason. I think that's what's causing the stalling on it. But and if he can't figure it out, something simple, I'll send it back to the factory. Let them look at it. But let's go on to part 3 of switching. Good morning, everybody. I'm out on the deck this morning. I was drinking a cup of coffee, and every once in a while, when I was reviewing the recording, you'd hear a big slurp of coffee and a sigh. So I'm going to record it again. Apologize about that. Maybe I'll get a train in this take anyhow. The first thing I have to do is have to pull the train all the way up. Remember, the siding is longer now, so I can almost clear Douglas Avenue. The only car that's going to be blocking it is actually the tank car that I have to switch into General Chemical. I'm pulling both cars from General Chemical, just delivering the tank car. And the box car at the team track is going to be respotted. Now, that car has been sitting there for a while, so I'm sort of keeping an eye on it. I almost goofed up here. I didn't realize that the turnout wasn't lined for the direction I wanted to go, so I had to hurriedly stop the engine. Well, if we don't hear a train, at least you've got some nice bird sounds in the background today. Coming back from Princeton yesterday, I got stuck on the interstate for a long time. There was a wreck ahead of us, and so it took me over 5 hours to get home. It's normally a 3-hour drive, but I had my iPhone, so I just watched YouTube videos. It's going to be a busy day today. Again, I have to go to West Virginia tomorrow. I've already walked both dogs, and I'll do that a couple more times. Got to mow the neighbor's grass, do laundry. Have to go to the post office, take the recycling, go to the credit union. So probably be the only video of the weekend. I uncoupled the wrong car here first, so my switching mojo wasn't strong last night. When I record these, I can barely see what's going on my phone. It's so small. I think we're about to come to the stall. Yep. So, said the grade crossing is difficult to clean sometimes, especially right there. It's underneath the wires too. So, I did clean it after this with a rag and some CRC, and never stalled again. That was the only hiccup of the whole session that I didn't cause. At the end of the video, I'll put a picture of this engine, of the real engine, on the end. Now, when I believe the history of it, it was built as a Southern engine, but the merger occurred for Norfolk Southern before it was delivered, so it was painted in Norfolk Southern. But it spent most of its life, it was on the Norfolk Portsmouth belt line, if I'm recalling. I'm doing that from memory. It's like a short line that's like half owned by CSX and half owned by Norfolk Southern, I think. And so it's around the city of Norfolk. Again, that's if I remember right. So it's just like a switching terminal railroad. They painted out the black on it and just painted like in block letters NPBL on the side. You could still see in the right light where the Norfolk Southern had been on it. So I definitely goofed up here. Maybe not in this spot, but in the upcoming one. I should have pushed the 3 cars I was going to take back to the yard all the way through the turnout, because it causes me an extra move in the Part 4. I sort of violated my own rule of not leaving cars over a turnout. Now I hear a train coming through town. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it. Just picked a little piece of fuzz off the off the fence there. The wires really collect a lot of, like, you know, we have cats and dogs, so every once in a while I'll see on the wires there'll be like a hair tangled up in them, so I just pick it out. Just have to go back and respot the boxcar. When the Cincinnati Eastern Terminal got this switcher, actually they had 2, I think they were B36-7s, XCSX, and well, actually XTTI, Trans-Kentucky Transportation, and they looked pretty ratty, and they got this engine, and somebody just spray painted with a can of white spray paint 2414 on the cab, the number. It looked horrible. Thankfully they have just painted black over it, but I don't know why they let somebody do that. I would like to actually get some decals, but the The only lettering they have on it currently is they've got CCET lettering, very tiny, like on the air filter box, with the number under it, and I don't have any lettering that small, especially that I could put on one letter at a time. So I'm going to pull 4 cars. The 2 cars at the end are the 2 that go into ITT Grinnell. I actually switch ITT Grinnell in part 4. I'd rather post shorter videos, sort of like out of respect for your time. I know it's a lot easier to watch a 10-minute video or a 15-minute video than it is a 30-minute video. I'm going to pull the cars over to the other track and get ready to switch ITT Grinnell when this video ends. Now, like I said, I will put a picture of the actual 2414 at the end of this video. You can see what I'm talking about. Good place to stop. So this photo was taken by Brian Gibson. It's on the Cincinnati Eastern Terminal Railroad has a fan group on Facebook, and so Brian Gibson is otherwise known as Jawtooth, and he is pretty much the expert on this railroad. He lives close to it, and he has a ton of videos on it. So if you're interested in this, or you just like railroad videos, I suggest check out Jawtooth. He goes everywhere and films everything. But you can tell it looked pretty ratty with this hand lettering done. Here's a more recent photo from Brian. Looks a whole lot better now with that hand lettering gone. Everybody stay safe.